Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Supatease video. We have a massive update to solo queue PvP, one of the highlight features of the expansion, but also one that brings some of the most excruciating pain points imaginable. And it seems like Dragonflight is just win, 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 keep on winning at this point. So we're going to be covering what is going on with it specifically, the problems with solo queue, and if these changes moving forward are going to be enough to resolve it. So one of the first problems with solo queue was the reward for it. The title for it was very lackluster. Crimson Soloist just doesn't really roll off the tongue too well, and it seems like that title has now been changed. It is going to be Crimson Legend, which then means after this point any seasonal title, whatever it is, Shababa Baba Bing Bang Legend. That's going to be your title, Legend instead of Gladiator. I feel a lot more interested in being a legend than a soloist here. So very excited about that. That is a very cool title to try and go for. So very glad that they looked at that and changed the cosmetics of that moving forward. Also for Solo Shuffle, it's missing a goal for high-end players who are not necessarily in contention for the end of season rewards in 0.1%, similar to how the Gladiator title works in 3v3. We will add a new seasonal title with a corresponding achievement in rated Solo Shuffle, just a legend. You'll earn this title by winning 100 rounds of Solo Shuffle above 2400 personal rating. So in solo queue, you're a legend, and in threes, you're a gladiator. So these are very prestigious sounding titles. Very glad that they added this middle ground because I think having the titles or rewards tiered together, so there's always something you have to look forward to, and it's always within an attainable reach, is a very important psychological thing in order to motivate players and keep them going. I really like what they've done with kind of keeping the enchant and the tabard as soon as they come into the game at kind of a split rating between 1800 and 2400, and then also now at 2400 you unlock new gear glows. There's going to be gear effects that you can unlock when you get to 2400, as well as a transmog for the weapon. So very impressive set of rewards and structure moving forward. Glad that they looked at this specifically and have managed to tweak in some additional ones. Now, these are the positives for solo queue. Let's start talking about some of the pain points, because I've been experiencing them personally as a healer. It can be very excruciating what is going on. So let's take a quick look at what's going on with future improvements. We also want to provide an update on some additional features and improvements we're actively working on implementing. These will come to the game with future updates. Rating calculated per round in games with levers. Oh my god, please fix this. You've won 5 rounds, you're about to go 6-0, you know you're going to go 6-0, the other guy's tilted and he ditches out of there, and you don't get anything. And you're just like, I waited the long queue, I played really well, and I won every game, and I get nothing. You get nothing. You lose, but I won, but I lose. It's a really big pain point. And the deserter debuff is going to be tracked account wide, so the person that leaves can't just log on their alt and immediately send a queue and keep on playing. You're going to be out of the game. UI improvements. I don't know what this means. Hopefully it means bug fixes. Sometimes I'm zoning into solo shuffle and I can't see the enemy targets before the gate is opened, which is really important for me trying to tell my teammates strategies and like what to hit and what to CC, especially at lower ratings when people are a lot more uncoordinated. I like at least telling people, like, I think we should hit this target and stun that target, so there's a little bit of a baseline in terms of what we're doing, and it's not just all over the place. So hopefully this means that the bug fixes, the double raid frames, the sometimes no raid frames, the sometimes the action bar is lighting up for a perpetual amount of time on some classes like Balance Steward. So really hoping that that's the type of deal here. Or maybe they're adding more improvements to the UI. Really like big debuffs, the add-on incorporated into the game, so you can see CC icons really big on the raid frames, because it's really tough, and a lot of DPS like, why are my healers not dispelling me? Sometimes you can't see the debuff on the frame, man. I have an add-on for that, but the add-on is breaking with the UI right now, so I can't really use it. So add-ons to help see CC so healers can dispel easier, or see when your partners aren't able to attack, I think would be a really big deal, as well as diminishing return tracker. Although I think there is a diminishing return tracker, but maybe moving the frames, having some improvement there. But this is open-ended. This could be a lot of things. I'm very interested to see what they could do with that. Matchmaking value for each player in a match will be displayed on the scoreboard. Thank God. Because you know how many times I'm joining a game and I see somebody that's 800 rated, and I'm like, there's no way that I am within MMR range of somebody that's 800 rated right now when I'm above 2200 rating. There's no way that it's possible. So at least this will allow me to confirm what is going on with the MMR and then justifiably rage if the MMR is staggeringly different, because I really do not think that lobbies should be made where you go 6-0 and get 0 points. I put 0 points. I don't like that. You should not ever get 0 points if you go 6-0. That lobby just shouldn't have been formed if that was going to be the result of the lobby, because so much troll stuff can happen. Someone DCs, someone trolls you, someone goes AFK, someone just gets one shot by RNG. Too much stuff can go wrong. That type of lobby should never exist. They're adding a warning prompt that displays the penalty for leaving if a player attempts to leave a match. I think that's good. Although, people that are really tilted, I think adding some other punishments for leaving is a better option. I feel like in other games, if you were to do the equivalent of that, you'd get banned from the game, right? I feel like a lot of other competitive games, if you did that, you'd actually get suspended for doing stuff like that. So just a deserter debuff is even kind of lenient, to say the least. Mouse over on the queue time for a match will display the average DPS wait time as well as the average healer wait time. So trying to encourage more people to play healer, because right now there's not a lot. Honestly, I think UI improvements would help people play healers, just so they can track CC and see things better. I would say from my personal experience, it is way better to not just rage out at your monitor about people running behind the pillar and try and tell people what to do before the gate opens. Like, stun this person, attack this person, I got you, don't run away type of deal. Like, I'll keep you up, because sometimes people just need a little bit of direction. They don't know what's going on the first time they're in the game, and this is me being light on the situation, and not wanting to rage out at them. And I'm more successful in those lobbies that I'm not just raging at the monitor. So I would recommend doing that. But it's definitely frustrating as a healer. Indicator on the UI for call to arms for healer, displaying extra rewards that healers receive for queuing. I got to be real here. They should give us free game time to play healer. I'm going to be real here. You should get enough gold. Like, if you spam solo queue as a healer every day, you should be able to get gold from it that pays your WoW sub. Like, it is so much healthier for their game, even if they were covering a few healers' WoW subs in gold, because they're still making the money from the gold on the WoW token anyways. So covering a few healers' subs so that they can play the game for free. So I feel like so many people would be way happier healing, knowing like, oh, I can play the game for free if I'm a healer. I might check that out for gold. So I'd really like to see some rewards there. Like that. And then finally, we recognize that queue times for damage dealers can be extraordinarily long due to having a low ratio of available healers to DPS in queue. There are nearly 4 DPS for every healer during the most active queue times. We're actively discussing the best options to incentivize more healers to queue for solo shuffle, and we'll share more about that as we develop ways to address it. Thank you very much for all of your feedback. So now I'm trying to just consider, like, is there anything else off the tip of my tongue that I can think of right now for solo shuffle, because we're getting really good balance changes. They're constantly ongoing. They're looking at a significant amount of changes here, addressing some of the ones that were really clear. This one's still open-ended. Could be some really big things in store for it. Let me know in the comments down below if you got any thoughts here for solo queue, because we're obviously trying to aim to make this the best that it can be. But I think with where it has landed, it definitely needs still some tweaks. And the biggest one is just getting more people to heal, trying to make the healing role more enjoyable would be a big thing. I think addressing the class tuning on some specs that are doing like the random one shots with Ellie Blast and stuff will be a big deal. But yeah, I think we covered everything. I think we got everything. Other than that, I think it's really good. Like, I mean, at least we're looking at this stuff, we're improving it. Because some of these problems I saw in the pre-patch, and I was thinking, like, I really hope that this isn't a problem when more people are playing at max level in Dragonflight, but it's still a problem at max level. So it's a good thing that it's being looked at, it's being addressed. Very happy with the overall attention that the game is getting as a whole. Like, this is like, I see people tweeting like, oh my God, I feel like it's Miss Pandaria and I'm waking up and I'm super excited to play WoW again, type of deal. And I haven't seen people tweeting that type of stuff. Usually people who are pretty, toxic about the game. Really excited about doing this now. So I'm very excited. They seem to be keeping it rolling. We keep it rolling. We're going to have a pretty good game, I think, at the end of the day. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.